हरे कृष्ण। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमद् विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमति भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष निवादि पाश्चात्य देश आचालम पंगुम लंघयते गिरिम यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानंद माधवम श्री चैतन्य। हरे कृष्ण। Thank you, Mataji, for joining. We are almost at the concluding part of this very, very beautiful pastime, the pastime which exemplifies Atma Nivedana. Discuss that out of the 9 limbs of bhakti, which Prahlad Maharaj mentions. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnoho Smaranam Padasevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakhyam Atma Nivedana. Atma Nivedana is the culmination, because Atma Nivedan is Atma Samarpan. Atma Nivedan means offering oneself fully. Oh Lord, I am yours. Body, mind, soul. I am fully for your pleasure. I don't want to have any other separate interest, which means one gives up all sense of independent doership and independent desire to enjoy, devoid of the interest of the Lord. So we are at that juncture in this beautiful pastime where that last step of complete Atma Samarpan is just about to happen. We are discussing chapter 22 of the 8th canto, and the chapter is entitled Bali Maharaj surrenders his life. There's very special blessings at the end of this particular chapter which are given for anyone who hears this chapter. It's a very, very glorious pastime, very extraordinary, very spiritually potent, very wonderfully full of lot of instructive lessons. So we discussed towards the end of the last chapter how, despite agreeing to give 3 steps of land, contrary to Shukracharya's advice, Bali Maharaj agreed. Lord Vamanadev became Trivikrama. In 2 steps, he conquered everything. And then accusing Bali Maharaj that you didn't fulfill your vow yet. You said three. You said three. But you gave only two. You deserve to go to hell. You lied to a Brahmana. All the while, even though externally very obvious to everyone, at an external level, it seemed like a trick played by the brahmachari. But contrary, this is very, how to say, sometimes it happens in life, in ordinary transactional world. We have been nice to somebody, but rather than reciprocating that niceness with niceness, the other party accuses us of not doing the right thing or being unfair or not doing things properly. And it makes us so, that is very provoking. Even for dharmic people, isn't it? Sometimes we do nice, we really, really try to help. And that is a real test of character. How detached we are from being recognized as nice. How open we are to receiving the Lord's mercy in all situations and all circumstances. So when Bali Maharaj, Vamandev says, you deserve to go to hell because you have been not truthful. You didn't fulfill your promise. You vowed. What are you vowed? You said 3 steps. And Bali Maharaj was tied by Varuna's pash and he was like bound. So this chapter begins from there. What Bali Maharaj did next. Now at an external level, Shukadeva Goswami says that even though at an external level, it seemed that Bali Maharaj was mistreated, even though it was quite obvious to everyone that the break of promise wasn't something which Bali Maharaj intentionally broke his promise. Bali Maharaj was deliberately made to break his promise. How he was made to break his promise? Because he said, I will give you 3 steps. And Vamana's 3 steps are how much? Bali was very confident that he can give. Trivikram took everything in two. So even though Bali had no intention to cheat, Bali was put into a situation where he could not fulfill his promise. He was cornered by the Supreme Lord. To glorify him. How he got glorified? Because despite all this provocation, Bali Maharaj remained firm. My sadhakas, we are newer in our Krishna consciousness. We are also trying to assess the Lord in terms of how he deals with us, whether he fulfilled my desire, whether he did this, that. Then sometimes neophytes, they don't, if things don't go the way they want it to go, they will just blame the Lord. Oh, I don't want to worship something else. I'll go to somebody else. For those who want the highest, the Lord will test them to the max. And in this situation, he was provoked to such an extent and cornered in such a way. Even then, Bali Maharaj was with an undisturbed mind. Aviklavam abhinnatma. Not disturbed. Very difficult. Very difficult. And with great conviction and with an undisturbed mind, Bali Maharaj tells Lord Vamana, "Oh Lord Uttama Shloka, if you are saying that my promise has become false, then let me fix it. I don't want my promise to become false. I will rectify it at once. Please, my request is, you want your third step, no? You please put your third lotus footstep on my head." Now, someone may say that what is the value of putting the foot on the Lord's head? Sorry, on Bali Maharaj's head of the Lord's lotus feet. So the Acharyas explain whatever Bali possessed was already taken away by the Lord. So there was nothing else that the Lord could put his foot on. But Bali, as the owner of everything else, the owner of the opulence is greater and more valuable than the opulence. Correct? The owner of the opulence is greater than the opulence, right? Because in the sense that he has acquired so much opulence, so it's more valuable, because even if his opulence goes away, he can build again more opulence because he's capable, right? Even if Ambani were to lose one day, all is well. Ambani will be Ambani. He's capable, he's resourceful, he's intelligent, he's connected. He will build an empire again. Arjuna was having the same consciousness. Even if the whole army of Krishna goes, I'm not bothered. I want Krishna. I want the one who can. The source, the boss, the master. So thinking like that, the acharyas say that, and Bali was thinking, my body is still there. I want to offer my body to the Supreme Lord. He has taken away everything else, but there is still something with me, which is this body. So, the Lord is referred to in this verse as Uttama Shloka. Actually, Bali Maharaj, even though he has faith in the Lord and he understands that the Lord is doing everything for his auspiciousness, he's kind of joking with the Lord. Uttama Shloka. Oh Lord, you are described as a wonderful personality. Uttama Shloka, who is described by best poetry. But just look at, he's basically hinting, just look at what you are doing in this situation. In the pretense of begging, you are snatching everything away. Normally, a brahmachari should not be greedy, but just look at your transcendental pastime. I agreed to give you 3 steps. You initially said you don't want anything, brahmachari is detached, 3 steps not enough, brahmana shouldn't do like this. And then suddenly you became Trivikram and you took everything. And now you're saying, where is the 3rd step? So he's indirectly hinting at that in a joking way, not that he's criticizing the Lord. Saying that basically we devotees, when you do this kind of transcendental pastimes, it gives us great happiness. Because your activities are adbhuta, they are amazing. And now you will become famous all the more, because now you'll become famous as the most richest beggar. No beggar became so rich that he got the whole universe for himself in one begging. And I am fortunate that I gave that donation to you. To him who is the Lord of Lakshmi Devi. So many things he says like this. There is a lot of things, but I because we want to go through the summary of the chapter, I'll not go through everything. Net, Bali Maharaj presents to the Lord and says, "Oh Lord, see, I want you to put your foot on my head and settle the matter, because I don't want to become infamous as a liar. I don't want to become infamous as a person who did not fulfill his word. I don't want the kalanka, the stigma, huh, of being untruthful on me. That is too painful. It is not so painful. You are saying I should go to hell, I am okay. I will lose everything. I've already lost. That's also okay, no problem. I don't mind all these other things. But as a Kshatriya, as a king, and as a devotee, if I am considered untruthful, because being untruthful is so disgraceful, that stigma I don't want. So please oblige me. Let my promise, you want to take away everything, you want to put me in hell, that's okay. But don't let my promise fail. Please put your 3rd foot on my head. Asadhu vadat. I don't want to become known as a liar. So I understand, my Lord, Bali Maharaj says, that whatever you are giving to me as a punishment, huh, I know you are most exalted. I know you are the greatest. And I know that whatever you give as a punishment to me must be for my good. That faith I have. I may not understand how and why. Just like sometimes one's father, mother, brother, or a friend may sometimes punish one as one's well-wisher, but you are the supreme well-wisher. So the punishment given by the Lord, you are the supreme Lord, is always the greatest mercy of the Lord. Because, oh Lord, you don't punish to out of envy. You punish only with the desire to correct us and fix our consciousness. So there are others who are benefactors in punishing, but you are the best. Because you know exactly what a devotee needs to bring him closer to you. So you are more affectionate than millions of mothers and fathers. And oh Lord, generally people say you are partial to the devatas and uh, you hate the demons, but actually I don't think it is like that. I don't think you're doing this because you hate us. To me, actually, you're very kind to the demons. You know why you are kind, O Lord? Because actually, the demons' problem is they are full of false pride. They have this strong sense of possessiveness. I am great, I own this. Devatas are not like that. Devatas are opulent, but they are always acknowledging and that you are the proprietor. But we demons forget it. So, out of your mercy for us, you're taking all of this away. So, when you take away from demons, actually, you're so kind. And to me, you're being so kind because material opulence can be blinding. Madandha becomes intoxicated with pride. And when one becomes intoxicated with pride, that becomes very dangerous. So even though you're posing as our enemy, actually you are our well-wisher. By removing our false pride, you remove the cloud from our vision so that we can see things as they are. So actually you are being kind. I know that you are not. It may appear you are siding with the devatas, but actually you are favoring me. I can understand. You are doing a greater mercy to me than you are doing to the devatas. Because devatas will get back the kingdom, and when they have kingdom, they may be a bit affected by material opulence because material opulence is so powerful that it can make a person proud very easily. So I consider whatever you have done to me as your mercy. Very deep realization, very big state. And not only on me, you did such similar mercy on my grandfather Prahlad Maharaj. You tested him for his tolerance by putting him also into such difficult situations and he became glorified. Not only that, many demons you gave them mercy by actually killing them. By killing them, they attained liberation, the kind of liberation which great mystic yogis attain. So how can I say that you are the enemy of the demons? Huh? Either you kill us and you give us liberation, or you take things away from us which are making us proud and arrogant, and in that way you help us understand our real position and you as the Lord. So you are very wonderful. In one action, you are actually benefiting both Indra and myself. But you can understand. That is your greatness. Puri karmana, your actions are so difficult to understand. You fulfill so many purposes in one action. You are giving the kingdom to Indra, let him have the kingdom. You are giving me your devotional service. You are accepting me as your servant. Actually, it is so wonderful. Actually, you are doing a greater favor to me than to Indra. Not everyone can see it, but I can see it. So I am not ashamed. You have tied me up. Huh? You have done like this. So what is there to be ashamed? Because I know whatever you do, huh, there must be some hidden purpose, that you have in punishing me like this. So this is the kind of consciousness that is expected from a devotee who wants to be Sharanagata. we just want to be periphery devotees, Krishna also, his reciprocation will be from a distance. We really want to come in the inner circle of the Lord's associates. This kind of faith and surrender, you have to work. And then he says something very interesting. He says, and which he had said earlier also, he says, just like Prahlad Maharaj, my grandfather, he went through so much and he went through so many difficulties. Ultimately, O Lord, anyway, everything is going to go away. Better I offer and surrender to you. What is the use of this material body? I want to offer this body to you. Actually, it is anyway going to be taken away. My relatives, my wealth, everything is going to go away. And anyway, they are not of any use to me in terms of my ultimate goal of life. What is the use of home, country, community? All of these material affairs are a waste of time. Perfection of my life is to offer my very self to my grandfather, Prahlad Maharaj, Agada Bodha, who was very, very deeply realized. He was also very afraid of materialistic association. So there's one quality of great souls. Very interesting. Grateful souls are never fearful of anything, correct? Because they have taken shelter of the Lord. Great souls are never fearful of everything. But they are still fearful of something. What are they fearful of? Huh? They are fearful of forgetting Krishna. They are fearful of forgetting Krishna. And they know what will cause them to forget Krishna. They know. What is that? Association of materialistic people will cause them to. Very, very instructive. It's a very deep truth. Srila Prabhupada, before he went to the West, he was praying in front of the deity. Very deeply. Krishna. And the crux, I don't remember the exact words. They are recorded very nicely. The sense of what he was praying. Oh Lord, may I never forget you. May I not become distracted. So that even pure devotees are praying. Anything else, all other difficulties, everything that, whatever you want, I will accept it as your mercy. But don't let me be forgetful of you. And generally, a devotee who is well engaged in devotional service doesn't become forgetful. When does he become forgetful? When he associates with asat people. That causes forgetfulness. Because the contamination of the enjoyment propensity that comes with materialistic association becomes the cause of forgetfulness. Asat sangatyag ei Vaishnava achar. That's why the Acharya says, what is the essence of Vaishnava behavior? Asat sangatyag. To not closely associate with those who are materialistic. So it's a very interesting and instructive insight for us. How careful we should be as sadhakas. That great person is like Bali Maharaj, and he says, Prahlad Maharaj, he's totally fearless. How fearless he was? He was put into fire, he was trampled, not scared. In fire, not scared, thrown into under feet of elephant. I mean, so scary the fall. Never scared, not slightly disturbed. But Prahlad Maharaj was worried. Oh Lord, may I not be forgetful of you. Let me not have association of worldly minded. So that's why, with full conviction, oh my dear Lord, I want to take shelter at your Takuto Bhayam. They will dispel all fear. So even though the other demons may consider you as my enemy, I can see very clearly, Lord, that you are actually showing favor to me. You are actually showing favor. And this is the consciousness that the Lord appreciates when the Lord severely tests a great soul. corners him into so much that in one sense the devotee can argue so much that the Lord, you have been unfair to me. Correct? Like he just says, no, he can argue, right? Cheating. You shouldn't do like this. I promised you should have just taken 3 steps, glorified me, given me blessing. What is this? I was honest and sincere. I was not duplicitous, but you became duplicitous and you created a situation that I will look bad. This is what tests faith. What tests faith? To have that firm conviction that Krishna has nothing to gain in this situation. Whatever he does, whether he takes or he gives, is always for the welfare of the devotee. This faith is not easy to come. This is deep faith. Like in Shikshashtaka, Ashlishya padartam pinastumam darshanad marmahatam karotiva. Yada tatava vidadatu lampato mat prananathastu sa eva napara. Whatever you do, you accept me, you crush me, you trample me, you neglect me, I am your servant. Because all of this also, neglect also, sometimes the Lord does for the good of his devotee. The gopis complained to the Lord, why you went away from us for so long? He says, no, that's also an expression of my love, the Lord says. Because I wanted intensify your attachment to me. That's why I disappeared away from you. So that was also for their benefit. That was also to bring out whatever little, for those who are not perfected, burn away anything that was remaining, and for those who are perfected, to bring out the glory of their love. So that faith is not so easy to come. Bali Maharaj is demonstrating that quality of faith. He is being grateful. Tatte anukampam susumikshaman. Not only is he saying this is because of my own past deeds and good for me, he's saying I'm grateful to you, my Lord. The Bhagavatam says a person who is grateful for the Lord's punishments and thinks of all punishments as a small token for whatever misdeeds he has done in the past becomes the rightful heir to liberation. Tattenukampam susumikshmano bhunjanamevatmakritam vipakam mridvag vapubhir vidadam namaste jivetayo. Pade sadayabha. Mukti pade sadayabha. He has the rightful claim to mukti pada, pure devotional service at the lotus. Bali Maharaj is grateful that, oh Lord, you are so kind. I am surrounded by materialistic association. You are so kind. You forcefully dragged me to a situation and forced me to surrender. Isn't it actually kind? See, sometimes the Lord puts us into this situation and forces us to surrender, because if He just lets us, according to our own plans, go around, we'll take hundreds of lifetimes and we'll not surrender. We'll always remain in the comfort zone. And we'll continue to suffer and remain bereft of tasting the nectar of the shelter of the Lord's feet. So I'm thankful to you, my Lord. You have. Prabhupada expressed the same sentiment very interestingly. He said, out of his own humility, Prabhupada said, you know, Krishna deliberately made my business was so successful, he made everything fail. Took everything away from me so that I would surrender and I would take sannyas. Made everything was going well, and then Krishna made everything go wrong. And looking back, he said, actually, Krishna was so kind. So sometimes, even for great personalities, they go through these kind of situations. Because the nature of the material energy is so powerful. I'm not saying in the context of pure devotees, for them it may be pastime, but especially for us, when we get stuck in comfort zones, Krishna has to force us out of that and force us to make spiritual advancements. Otherwise, we will remain stuck. We will remain in illusion, Bali Maharaj says, and we will not come out of this concept that life is temporary. We'll just become spiritual to make our material life nicer. You saved me from this condition. As this was happening, just imagine he's requesting the Lord, put the feet on his head, and suddenly Prahlad Maharaj appears on the scene. Very effulgent, wearing a yellow colored dress, dark complexion, effulgent, it's like eyes, so beautiful. And Prahlad Maharaj comes and he looks at the scene and he's smiling. Of course, Prahlad Maharaj sees the Lord is there, the Lord is surrounded by his associates. Prahlad Maharaj offers full obeisances and touches his head to the ground, glorifying the Lord with tears in his eyes. He looks at Bali Maharaj and he starts smiling. He's very happy. बहुत अच्छा किया आपने. He knows what is good. He's happy. He doesn't say like that, बहुत अच्छा किया आपने, but he's very happy and satisfied to see the situation. But Bali Maharaj becomes very uh, ashamed and uncomfortable. Why he becomes ashamed and uncomfortable? Suddenly, he thinks of his grandfather in such high regard. He's just spoken about Prahlad Maharaj and glorified him. He's feeling very, नाना मेरे दादाजी क्या सोचेंगे मेरे बारे में? He is such a great devotee, and his grandson, see, he had to be tied by the Lord like this, like a prisoner, and Prahlad Maharaj may think that I have made some offense, पूरा नाम खराब कर दिया. इतना अच्छा डिवोशनल फैमिली था. Such a nice devotional family. And this guy, he see what he has done. He brought about a situation that the Lord had to tie him up like a prisoner. So he was feeling a bit awkward in that situation. But Prahlad knew exactly what was what. So even though Bali was feeling embarrassed, Prahlad was very happy. He knew exactly what was happening. And Prahlad Maharaj looks at the situation and then he starts speaking to the Lord. He doesn't say anything to Bali Maharaj. He starts speaking to the Lord directly. Oh Lord, you are so kind. Normally, what people would expect, he will come and Prahlad will say, oh Lord, don't do this to Bali. He's my grandson. Chhod do usko. Leave him, this, that. Prahlad was very good, Lord. Very nice. You saved him from this false sense of proprietorship. He was thinking he is the Lord. He has conquered heaven. He doesn't understand. Actually, you only gave him Tvadiya Vastu. You only took away. Correct? You made him Indra. The position of Indra belongs to you. You gave it to him. You allowed him to take it. And now, by your own desire, you have taken away. Unnecessarily, he is being disturbed. You showed him who's the boss, who's the proprietor. Actually, it was never his. So, it is your special mercy. You have simply taken back what is yours. And this is your mercy. And your real special mercy on him is that you made him realize this. Because if a person becomes puffed up by material opulence, one's progress on the spiritual life is spoiled. Nothing spoils spiritual advancement as much as developing pride in one's attainments, opulence, abilities. It spoils everything. It's like putting sand into sweet rice. Nice, tasty kheer, sweet rice, and put sand. Then sweet rice you cannot enjoy. If you want to try, you can try. Even if it is sweet, because the sand will always be on your tongue. You cannot enjoy. From my face, you can understand that I have had that experience. So I know. So it spoils everything. इतना अच्छा था उसमें. Some sand has gone. Everything is. But you are so kind. You do this to protect your devotee from illusion and pride because that spoils everything. Yasyaham manugrinnami harishyetad dhanam. So, O Lord Hari, you are known as Hari because you take away inauspicious things. And sometimes you take away opulence from a devotee to protect him from illusion and pride. Material opulence, O Lord, is so bewildering. Even great learned people, even devotees, even those who are well sense controlled, well versed in Shastra, those who are pursuing the path of self realization, they can be proud and egoistic terms of their material attainments and opulence, and then they cannot feelingly take shelter of you, spoils everything. Not everyone is capable of handling material opulence. In fact, it is very, very, very difficult. And there is no problem, oh Lord, you give, you take away. We should actually not be complaining. Why we are complaining? Actually, of course, he's saying all this. Bali Maharaj is listening. This is actually indirectly also Bhagavatam class to Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj, of course, has perfect consciousness, but Prahlad Maharaj is reconfirming what Bali is understanding. Correct? So sometimes we have a particular understanding, but when we hear from our superiors that what we are thinking, the way we are looking at things is the right way, then we feel, yes, yes, I'm on the right track. Yeah? So even though it's not mentioned here like this, I'm just uh, believing that would be the case. Because obviously this conversation is happening in front of Bali Maharaj. So sometimes the father may give a sweet to the child, and sometimes the father may snatch the sweet away, thinking that the child is eating too much sweet. It's not good for his health. So Lord, that all so wonderful. So Prahlad Maharaj is like that, and as this is happening, Lord Brahma was also appeared on the scene. He's about to say something. Lord Vamana, just as he's about to say, Prahlad Maharaj is finished speaking, still there. Just as Brahmaji is about to speak, Vindhyavali, the wife of Bali Maharaj, suddenly interjects and starts saying something to the Lord. So Brahma is just about to speak. Normally, she should not intervene, but she was so, uh, how to say, overwhelmed by the whole situation. She was feeling very eager to say something. So Brahmaji just stopped and allowed her to speak. He was about to say, but he allowed her to speak. Normally, one should not interject when elders are more advanced personalities. As Maryada Vyatikram is considered transgression of etiquette. Understanding the situation, Lord Brahma stopped and let Vindhyavali speak. So Vindhyavali speaks to Lord Vamana. Vindhyavali makes very wonderful statements. She doesn't come saying, "Oh Lord, isko chhod do, mera pati hai, huh? My husband leaving." Not that. Vindhyavali actually says she's so intelligent. She knows that all auspiciousness will come if Lord is pleased. And how the Lord will be pleased? When the Lord sees that we have actually understood Him, His nature, His qualities, and when we surrender to Him. So Vindhyavali, rather than taking Bali Maharaj's side, when she speaks to Lord Vaman, she says, Bali Maharaj, my husband, he didn't do a very good thing. She's telling the Lord. Because only fools say that this thing belongs to them, that thing belongs to them. Actually, not everything belongs to you. So, like what Prahlad Maharaj said, actually, he had a false sense of proprietorship that I am on the position of Indra. So, you did the right thing. It is our duty to surrender everything to you. Foolish, shameless people, Tyakta Riyas, they claim proprietorship over their own opulences and think themselves as the doers. Kartrivadaha. But what good they can do? So indirectly, Vindhyavali is telling that Bali was a bit ignorant because what was Bali's argument to the Lord? You have taken everything else, now you take my body. Correct? That was the argument, right? But Vindhyavali is saying actually that argument was also not very intelligent because that body also belongs to you only, isn't it? Bali's body already belongs to you. मानस देहो गेहो जो किछु मोर अर्पिलु तु आपदे नंद किशोर. Acharya is right. It's not just my house and my wealth is yours. This body and my mind is also yours. I am also yours. So while in one level it may appear very nice that he's offering his body to you, actually body is also yours. He is not giving up his sense of proprietorship. Mine, 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 mine. That is his problem. This guy, Bali. Huh? I mean, Vindhyavali is positioning it like that, huh? Taking a very humble position. So please, O Lord, be merciful. Please release him from, not from the Varuna Pash, from the knot of false proprietorship. This is a very important lesson. If we truly want to become peaceful as devotees, the Lord says we must give up the false sense of proprietorship. We must give up the false enjoyership, false worship. Uktaram yagyatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram surudas sarvabhutanam gyatva. If you want to be peaceful, understand I am the proprietor, I am the enjoyer, I am the well-wisher of all living entities. So when Prahlad had spoken like this and Vindhyavali, both of whom are relatives of Bali, they are petitioning. Correct? When Indra got into trouble, Surabhi came and petitioned on behalf of him. So now Bali is in trouble. His wife Vindhyavali offered beautiful prayers. Actually, even when Kalia was in trouble, Kalia of course was a demon, Bali is not a demon, but the Kalia, the Patnis, the Naga Patnis, they spoke something similar or in a similar style like what Vindhyavali spoke. Ah, our husband doesn't understand. You please be kind to him. So the Lord was very pleased. Hearing Prahlad's words and hearing Vindhyavali's words. And of course, the Lord knew Bali's heart. So the Lord was very pleased. And then after Vindhyavali had to speak whatever she was saying, I want to speak, and she just spoke. And Lord Brahma waited for her to complete what she spoke. Then Brahmaji started speaking to the Lord. Yes. So Brahmaji is making an appeal now because now more or less the whole situation has unfolded. Brahmaji is telling the Lord, Lord, you are Bhuta Bhavana Bhutesha. You are the Lord of all living entities. You are everybody's boss. You are all pervading. You are the enjoyer. You are the proprietor. Deva Deva Jaganmaya. Now, we feel that you should release this person who has been tied and punished in this way, Bali. He is already bereft of everything. We feel now he doesn't deserve to be punished anymore. Anyway, Bali offered you everything. Niveditam cha sarvasvam. Whatever he had earned through his pious activities, you have already taken away. And he offered it willingly, without any hesitation. That is to his great credit. Not just everything that he owned, he offered his very body. This is so difficult. So, normally scriptures say, oh Lord, that somebody offers you little water, little grass, little leaf, patram pushpam palam toyam, and you become very pleased. This guy did so much more. He gave you everything he possessed. He has offered his body. So, if those who offer little bit get so much benefit, it is not fair that you send this guy to hell. So please show your favor to him. He doesn't deserve to be arrested like that. So when Lord Brahma petitions Lord Vamana like that, then Lord Vamana now starts speaking. Now, this is the concluding part of this chapter. So now let us see what Vamana Deva has to say about the whole situation. Everybody has said that part. First Bali Maharaj spoke, then Prahlad appears and he spoke, then Vindhyavali spoke, then Brahmaji spoke. Now this is what the Lord had to say. The Lord says, yes, this kind of taking away everything is actually my special favor on my devotee. Why? Because a dull-minded, puffed-up person, because of his material opulence, he has no respect for anyone. He just becomes so intoxicated. He doesn't know how to treat anyone. He even defies my authority. When I want to show special favor to such a person, I take away his possessions. And this human birth is so rare. Out of great fortune, a person gets the opportunity to get human birth. And after getting human birth, if a person, because of his high birth, good activities, youth, beauty, education, opulence, wealth, becomes proud, then what is the use? Any person, especially a human being who has all these opulences, very rich, very learned, very beautiful, despite all these opulences, if he is still prideless, if one is still not proud in this world, if you see any such person, you must understand that I have shown my special mercy. I have favored him. It's not possible. The nature of a conditioned soul. Janma Aishwarya Shuta Shribhi Edamana Madappavan Naiva Arahati Avidat. So why great souls renounce? Because they are so afraid if they remain in the game of showing off, in the game of achievement, in the game of acquiring, the game of showing off, it's going to spoil their devotion, spoil their advancement. But despite having all this, if somebody is still humble, he has wealth, but he's very humble. He's very beautiful, but still very humble. That is very, very rare, very difficult. Very difficult. Lord is saying, I'm not saying. I've told this multiple times when the Radhanath Maharaj was telling me the same. There's a lot of listen, be careful. Very, very few people can handle great wealth. I still don't know why he told me that, because so far I have not become so wealthy that I'll become very proud. I don't know. In the future. Not that I desire it, but some reason I still don't know why he told me. I mean, I have some hint, but this is the same point. Very few people can handle. Or maybe it is just to sometimes just instruct us that don't chase wealth. If you chase and if you are unfortunate to get it, materialistic people think what? If I am fortunate, I will get it. But for sadhakas, serious sadhakas, if we work hard and we get it, it is worse than not getting it. Spiritually. So this kind of a false prestige, the Lord says, the influence that comes with such high birth, opulence, they are really very big impediments in spiritual advancement. But those who are actually my pure devotees, they are not affected by this. Prahlad is an excellent example, right? Dhruva is an excellent example because for them, after they attained perfection, the Lord gave them opulence, isn't it? Sudama, the Lord gave opulence. Why the Lord? The Lord says, I have no problem giving opulence if my devotee can handle it. Why do I want my devotee to be poor? I take away when they cannot handle it, when it becomes an obstacle. For some, those who can handle it, so pure devotee is no problem. But those who are still sadhakas, it's very dangerous unless they are very, very careful. So the acharyas say in the commentary, they say that when a devotee is fixed in bhakti, there is no reason. Sometimes you say the Lord takes away. Yeah, he takes away if it is an obstacle. If it is not an obstacle, if you are remaining humble, despite your wealth, despite your beauty, despite your education, why the Lord will take it away? Because opulences also attract other people to us, right? Isn't it? So even common people get attracted by material opulences. And if a devotee has material opulences and he can handle it well, can be used in Krishna service in that way also. So that is the best situation, but that's not something which everyone can handle. So the Lord takes away opulences, especially which come from karma, because they can create obstacles for the sadhaka. But the opulences that come through bhakti, like the examples we gave, and the Lord himself blesses the devotee with opulences as a result of his bhakti, like he blessed Sudama, like he blessed Prahlad, Dhruva, like he's about to bless Bali. Then they don't cause bondage. Now, Bali Maharaj, Vaman Dev is going to describe. Now he gives a general principle for Vaman. What is mercy means. Now he explains to everyone who's gathered there how he's going to show his special favor to Bali Maharaj. Because Bali Maharaj passed the most difficult test. Now Vamandev starts glorifying Bali Maharaj, both for his truthfulness and for his forbearance. He says that Bali Maharaj is the foremost of the demons. He is the most famous amongst them, Kirti Vardhana. He has surmounted this insurmountable Maya. What he has managed to do today, extremely difficult. Extremely difficult. Despite being bereft of all opulences, still so fixed in his devotion, and he is not at all bewildered. This is so amazing. This is so commendable. So that is proof that he is well situated in bhakti. And now that he's remained truthful despite all these things, despite being bereft of his riches, despite having been fallen from his position, despite being defeated and arrested by his enemies, rebuked and deserted, his guru rejected him. Once he lost everything, the other demons left him. He suffered the pain of being bound, and he was even cursed by his guru. Despite all of this, and despite on top of that, my Lord Vaman is saying, speaking to him deceptively. I spoke to him deceptively. In one sense, externally, it appears I cheated him. But despite that, he did not give up his truthful nature. Despite that, he was not disturbed. Despite that, his faith in me and my actions as for his ultimate welfare were never affected. So that is the power. A devotee gets so much strength to bear the unbearable. Who could have shown the forbearance of this kind? This is the why this kind of forbearance is being recorded in the pages of Bhagavatam. This is such an extraordinary attainment. So the Lord now pronounces his blessings. Lord Vamanadeva says, it is my blessing that I'm now so pleased with Bali Maharaj, that now I'm so convinced that he is a pure devotee. Now that I have placed my lotus feet on his head and accepted him as my surrendered devotee, now I give to him these benedictions. Number one, he will become Indra. I took everything away, but I want to give him Indra. But he will not become Indra immediately. He will become Indra in the Savarani Manvantara. Manvantara 8. We are in Manvantara 7, Vaivasvat Manvantara. Bali Maharaj in the next Manvantara, Savarani Manvantara, is going to become. Why? Because right now I have to give the Indra position back to Purandar. The correct, the current Indra. Meanwhile, Bali Maharaj will not be bereft of opulences. I will give him a position in Sutala Loka, where Vishwakarma has built a planetary system and opulence, which is incomparable, such that even it is not available in heavens. That kind of opulence, Bali Maharaj, along with his family and relatives and friends, he can stay in Sutala and enjoy that opulence. Not only will he get opulence there, but he will always remain in my shelter. He will remain in my shelter there, and the special feature that I'm giving him for his residence in Sutal is while he's staying in Sutal, being protected by me, I will protect him. One second, he will be free from any kind of bodily and mental and physical ailments, anxieties, pains, no problems. Basically, problem-free, anxiety-free life in Sutala with first-class opulence, surrounded by family, surrounded by relatives and friends, and he doesn't have to worry. Nobody can snatch that opulence from him because I am personally going to be his door guard. None of the devatas will dare to come because this is my order. And if any demons dares to come to disturb your situation with my Sudarshan Chakra, I will kill him. So I will protect this opulence and position and enjoyment of his until the next Manvantara. When the next Manvantara, he will become. So Bali Maharaj, please now, Sutala Loka, live there peacefully with your friends and relatives. I give you my full blessings. And one more thing, Lord Vamana says to Bali Maharaj, do not worry. You were very fearful of materialistic association, na? Huh? And now I'm telling you to go to Sutal with your family and other friends. Some of your friends and your other associates as a part of your entourage are still demons, they're still asuras. So you may be worried that now you have become a pure devotee. Huh? But now if you are still continuing to associate with these people, that demoniac mentality may affect you because of their association. You are fearful, right? You said no? Very dangerous. So don't worry. I am standing just outside your door. By regularly taking my darshan, it will fully counteract any influence of demoniac mentality on you. So you are fully secure. This is the perfect situation. Secure materially, secure spiritually. Opulence, well protected opulence, spiritually protected, Lord's personal association. Then we'll attain Indra's position. Then we'll go back home, back to perfect package. Life settled. This is called real life is settled. Some people think when they get a good job, when they get a marry a beautiful spouse, a lot of money, their life is settled. This is real settled down. Materially, spiritually, everything you need provided by the Lord and protected by the Lord, because unless it is protected by the Lord, by the force of time, everything can be taken away. And it will be. Especially material, but even spiritual if you are not careful. So in this way, this chapter ends by Lord Vaman Dev's exceptional blessings to Vaman Dev Bhagavan ki jai. Raj Bali Maharaj ki jai. Raj Prasad Maharaj. Jai. Tai Guru. Dot 10. Any questions, any comments?
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhu. One simple question, Prabhu. Then what, Prabhu? Prabhuji, in demons also, the four classes are not there, right? Only you mentioned Bali Maharaj is a Kshatriya, right?
Yeah, they are there also, right? It's also society and community. So there are the fighters amongst them. It's a full society. What are demons? Demons is a society where they are interested in their selfish enjoyment rather than surrendering to Vishnu. It's a godless civilization.
Okay.
So in one sense, I'm making this oversimplistic, but in one sense, we can say India is a Daivi civilization and the West is a Asuric civilization. Correct? Why? Because the whole focus is enjoyment. That's why our rule, our kings rule based on dharma. There, you correct. It is just about how I can snatch, how whatever I can conspire to hold power, enjoy, I will do. But our rulers are not. So that is how demons are. You understand? Correct? So they may still be opulent. Said that in the Western world they are not opulent. Sometimes they may do austerities, acquire punya, but ultimately it's all about their own enjoyment.
Yep. Thank you. Very good.
Right, thank you. Thank you so much. If there is nothing else, we can conclude. Thank you, Suresh Prabhu. Thank you, Vinod, Sudhir Sundar Prabhu, Sachi Prem Mataji, Sridhar Prabhu, Haribol,
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Jnana Sundari Mataji, Sini Mataji,
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much,
Ankan.
Prabhuji. Hare
Thank you,
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, everyone. So I'll see
Thank you,
you on.
Prabhu.
By the way, Monday is Ekadashi. So please, just a gentle reminder, I pasted in the. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.